Hello, Timeless Sagas fans. Today, we're going to take a thrilling leap into the past as we uncover the high-flying history of skydiving. Strap on your parachutes and get ready for a free fall through time. Let's go! Our story begins with a man named Abbas ibn Firnas, a 9th century Andalusian polymath who dared to dream of human flight. You see, even in those days, people looked up at the birds and thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we could do that? So, in 875 AD, Firnas strapped on a set of wings made of silk and wood and leapt off a tower. Though his flight was short-lived, and his landing anything but graceful, Furnas's daring experiment planted the seeds for what would eventually become modern skydiving. Fast forward to the Renaissance, when the great genius Leonardo da Vinci was sketching out designs for flying machines and, more importantly for our story, the very first parachute. In 1485, he drew up plans for a pyramid-shaped canopy made of cloth and supported by a wooden frame. While Leonardo never got the chance to test his invention, his design laid the groundwork for future pioneers in parachuting. One such pioneer was Croatian inventor Fausto Verancio, who in 1617 tested a parachute of his own design, called the Homo volans, or Flying Man. Verancio's daring leap from a tower in Venice made him the first person to successfully complete a parachute jump, not bad for a guy who was over 60 years old at the time. But it wasn't until the 18th century that our story really begins to take off, quite literally, in fact. In 1783, two Frenchmen named Jean-François Pilatre de Rozier and François-Laurent Darlandes made history by taking to the skies in a hot air balloon. Inspired by their success, Frenchman André-Jacques Garnerin decided to take things to the next level by jumping out of a balloon with a parachute. On October 22, 1797, Garnerin floated down from the heavens, landing safely in a park in Paris to the amazement of onlookers. Throughout the 19th and early 20th centuries, parachutes continued to evolve, with inventors like the American James Floyd Smith, who developed the first portable parachute system in 1911. This innovation allowed pilots to wear their parachutes, which could be easily deployed in case of an emergency, a crucial development that would save countless lives in the years to come. As we move into the era of the World Wars, skydiving took on a new significance as a military tactic. During World War I, parachutes were primarily used to save pilots whose planes had been shot down, but it wasn't until World War II that they were used to deploy troops behind enemy lines. The first major use of this tactic came during the German invasion of Crete in 1941, when thousands of Nazi paratroopers descended from the skies to seize control of the island. Not to be outdone, the Allies also made extensive use of parachute troops, most famously during the D-Day landings in 1944. With the end of the war, however, skydiving was no longer just for the military, it was about to become a popular recreational activity. In the 1950s and 60s, skydiving clubs began to pop up all over the United States and Europe, offering daredevils the opportunity to experience the thrill of freefall for themselves. Among these early enthusiasts was a Frenchman named Jacques-André Istel, who played a crucial role in popularizing the sport. In 1957, Istel organized the first World Championships of Skydiving, held in Yugoslavia, an event that helped to establish the sport's international reputation. He then went on to develop new techniques for skydiving, such as relative work, which involves multiple skydivers performing coordinated acrobatics in midair. Thanks to pioneers like Istel, skydiving soon became a worldwide phenomenon, with millions of people taking the plunge every year. As the sport grew in popularity, so too did the desire to push its limits. In 1960, U.S. Air Force Colonel Joseph Kittinger set a new world record for the highest parachute jump, leaping from a balloon at an altitude of 102,800 feet, that's over 31 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Kittinger's record would stand for more than half a century, until it was finally broken by Austrian daredevil Felix Baumgartner in 2012. Meanwhile, other skydivers were setting records of their own by performing death-defying stunts, such as the human fly George Willig, who in 1977 climbed the exterior of New York's World Trade Center without the aid of any safety equipment. But perhaps the most famous stunt of all came in 1988, when Finnish skydiver Ani Pendikainen leapt from the top of a 40-story building in Helsinki, without a parachute. Pendikainen's heart-stopping freefall ended when he slammed into a safety net suspended just 35 meters above the ground, a stunt that earned him a place in the Guinness Book of World Records. Today, skydiving continues to be a popular sport enjoyed by millions of people around the world. Whether you're a first-time jumper or an experienced veteran, there's something undeniably thrilling about stepping out into the void and experiencing the sensation of freefall. And as we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible, who knows what new heights we'll reach in the future. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour through the high-flying history of skydiving. From Abbas ibn Firnaz's daring leap in the 9th century to Felix Baumgartner's record-breaking jump from the edge of space, it's been a wild ride filled with daring innovations and breathtaking stunts. And as we continue to explore the limits of human potential, there's no telling what new adventures await us in the skies above. Thanks for joining me on this thrilling journey through time, and remember, when it comes to history, the sky's the limit. Until next time, this is Timeless Sagas, signing off.